Given their friendship's longevity and their combined success, neither Thomas nor Spieth is worried about being overshadowed. A grinning Thomas extended his hands in Spieth's direction after Pendrith's putt lipped out, prompting the audience to clap for Spieth. The 29-year-olds Spieth and Thomas are without a doubt veterans on the youngest US team in President's Cup history. Spieth now has a 12-5-1 career record in President's Cup competition, while Thomas has a 10-2-2 record. Spieth, who is still under 30 years old, is the team's most seasoned player, and his connection with Justin Thomas, a boyhood friend which was previously successful before this year, has now achieved historic status. Spieth and Thomas are the first American team to go 4-0-0 since Tiger Woods and Steve Stricker in 2009. They won all 4 of their matches this week and just the 3rd overall. On Saturday, Spieth and Thomas defeated Sung Jae and Corey Connors by a score of 4-3 in the morning foursomes before losing to Hideki Matsuyama and Taylor Pendrith by the same score of 4-3. The partnership of Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas is propelling the United States to a President's Cup victory. Charlotte, NC. The conflict that 4 years ago played a significant role in the narrative today appears cliché. When a situation like this is in play, winning seems to take care of everything. Remember how Patrick Reed publicly criticized Jim Furyk at the 2018 Ryder Cup for severing his relationship with Jordan Spieth? With Reed unable to reclaim his previous Ryder Cup and President's Cup glory and having joined LIV Golf, which disqualifies him from this competition, it seems like years ago in the world of golf. While the Americans suffered a crushing defeat, Spieth received the partner he desired that year in Paris in Justin Thomas. USA Today, Jim Dedman. Before the singles tournament at Quail Hollow, the international side, which had earlier in the day appeared to be all but done, put on a good rally, winning 3 of 4 points. With 12 singles matches scheduled on Sunday, the US leads 11-7. Love is familiar with 4-point leads onto the final day. Picture Medina in 2012. Although much has changed since then, there were uncanny parallels to the Ryder Cup from 10 years ago as the internationals won the final 2 games to cut the deficit to 4 points. In the 4-ball match on Saturday afternoon, Thomas and Spieth were the only American team to triumph, improving their overall record to 4-0. It's a comforting thing then. After the round, Justin commented how we knew each other's games about as well as we know everyone else's. In the Ryder Cup the previous year, we wanted to play 4-ball and believed that would be the ideal format for us. In the Ryder Cup, we weren't placed on the same 4-ball. A few times we were confused. Right from the first hole, we were having a great time. Several people were grinning. You can do that in the best ball, right? You're free to air. You're a little bit simpler to pick up for the other guy. So we had a great time. Their competition and friendship, which began while they were junior golfers and continued through their college careers at Texas Spieth and Alabama Thomas and into the PGA Tour, have received a lot of attention. Spieth gained an advantage right away by winning the 2015 FedEx Cup on the PGA Tour. 2 years later, Thomas finally got it. Spieth currently has 13 PGA Tour victories and 3 majors to Thomas's 15-2. Given how well the collaboration is working, you might be left wondering why Le Golf National made such a big deal in 2018. Together with Spieth, Thomas won 3 of their 4 matches in France. However, Reed might have had a point at that time. Since the 2014 Ryder Cup, he and Spieth had an 8-1-3 record while playing together. Surface letting them up decision. And looking back, pairing Reed, who was having a bad tournament, with Tiger Woods, who had just won big at the Tour Championships, was a terrible mistake as they struggled to a 0-2 record. Who knows what would have happened if Woods had played with Thomas while Spieth remained with Reed? They combined to go 2-0 at the President's Cup in Australia a year later. That's the consequence of failing. The success that Thomas and Spieth have achieved for the American team, though, cannot be disputed. After their strong performance in Paris, games started to unravel and he was left off the 2019 President's Cup team. The United States won the team competition at Whistling Straits last year easily, 19-9. Therefore, they only played twice, going 1-0 in foursomes but skipping 4-ball. They have been full faith in one another, and it's simple, like I said yesterday, exciting to be able to root for each other. They have undoubtedly been the American stars up to this point, and they still have today to further their legacies. Justin Thomas acknowledges that Jordan Spieth's early success frustrated him. It's just immature of me. Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas have been compared since before they left high school in 2011, and while Spieth received all of the attention straight away, Thomas used it as fuel to improve in the future. Spieth and Thompson have been friends since they were both middle school prodigies. They participated in their first competition in 2007 at Walnut Creek, which is close to Dallas. Spieth defeated Thomas by 5 strokes and demolished him there. For many years to come, this would serve as an analogy. Thomas was a rising star in golf, but Spieth was a center of attention. According to former teammate Grace Na spoke to the Golf Channel, this inspired the two to achieve success. They were motivated. According to Na on the Golf Channel, I remember them eating off of one another. Despite being on the same team, it was clear that they wanted to defeat one another. They encouraged one another to be their best selves. As they got older, the two ran into each other quite a bit on the junior circuit. Thomas put on several impressive performances, but he struggled to beat Spieth in the crucial moments. Thomas, however, used failure to improve rather than to accept failure. There developed a friendly competition between the two. Getting inspired, there were 12 golfers of PGA caliber in the 2011 draft class, which included Thomas and Spieth. It makes obvious that golfers need to remain competitive, advance to their current positions, given the level of competition. Thomas did not see Spieth's accomplishment to be something he moan. Instead, it served as motivation to improve and unseat him. Thomas told the New York Times, "I wasn't mad, but it was maybe a little annoying sometimes, seeing some friends and contemporaries my age do well. Not because I wasn't rooting for them, I truly believe I was just as good as they were. I'm simply being immature. The fact of the matter is that we will defeat one another throughout the lengthy year." Eventually, Thomas's perseverance paid off as he started to perform not just on par with Spieth, but even better. Despite Thomas's recent success, Spieth may have dominated the competition in the earlier years. Spieth, meanwhile, is not at that surprised. It's not unusual, according to Spieth. There was no question whether we thought it was difficult or not, we just chose to ignore it and move on to the next level and the next one. Both golfers, who are now in their late 20s, are among the finest in the world. They occasionally cross paths, but since they are two of golf's top stars, they are no longer forced to dwell on the cordial rivalry that developed. But Thomas must find some comfort in his more recent triumphs than Spieth. Who is now better? Although Spieth has a more impressive resume, it has been 3 years since his last major victory. The PGA Tour reports that Thomas, on the other side, is currently playing some of his finest golf of all time. Despite a 3-year dry spell since winning his one and only major, he consistently ranks at the top of the field. Nevertheless, the friendly rivalry that developed between the two has remained their compass. We should have a few more years of rivalry between the two. Thomas and Spieth, though, required one another to hold mirrors up to themselves to achieve where they are now. Thanks guys, I'm glad you made it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to turn on the notification button and also be sure to subscribe to our channel for more golf game updates. Thanks for your time, have a nice day.